Alrighty, guys. Hello, seniors. Welcome to Ashmore's mini project examples. First things first, please make sure you read that rubric that's listed with the actual submission of the mini project. It outlines exactly what you need. Just scroll down. Keep scrolling until you see what you need. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at the first one. So I am still working on the media connections because I wanted to make sure this one was really good. So I went a little ham. I tried not to go too ham, but some promises just can't be kept, I guess. Alright, so I did Act 1 because we've already covered it, so I don't have to worry about any of y'all pre-selecting any of my music or anything like that. There are 5 scenes total. I list that because that matters, because you gotta have major characters from that scene, each and every scene. Though there are many characters in scene 1, there's only 2 main characters. And yes, it does look long, but please don't freak out. I'm gonna walk you through why it's actually not that long. Alright, so notice that I've got a whole lot of highlighting going on. First things first, guys, you do not, I repeat, you do not have to do that. This is just to show you what I'm doing. So if you look up here, we have a guide, so I'm showing you what text reference looks like. And then I'm showing you that defense and summary of music choices that connects to mindset. And though I didn't do it, at least sentence counting throughout the whole thing, I did do the highlighting throughout each one. And you also may notice a bit of a theme with my music choices. I used to work in entertainment. I've been to a lot of concerts. So for my Ghost of Hamlet Sr., unless he speaks in that act, he has nothing but instrumental music. But notice I am still able to come up with 13 sentences. And I also make sure to give you guys direct notes on how the paragraph is constructed if you want to emulate it. I named this one the mullet paragraph because it's business up front and party in the back, so to speak, and that it's our musical choices. I enjoy my music, though I will admit some of this is not my music. That one's 13 sentences, which you're like, Ashmore, can you just do something that like meets the basic requirements? Why, yes, I can. So this structure is more kind of like a sandwich. Like I make a statement, then I back it up with text, and then I connect it to the songs. So for example, Horatio, I think of him as like this classic guy. He's dedicated, he's loyal and truthful, and he's fun to be around. So for me, I would say he's like classic rock. He's easy to like and dependable in a time of try and change. Not everyone is absolutely giddy about classic rock, but there's always at least a couple of songs that you can jam out to, be it Queen or something else. And notice that's scene 1, boom. But keep in mind you got a list of lyrics. And guys, this is just a matter of copying and pasting. Command-Shift-V on your Macs will paste directly into it. You don't have to do anything crazy. Though I will say I've had people who want to basically take this information and embed it into an annotation. You can do that. So keep in mind, this is just one way to do this. This is Ashmore's overly organized, very colorful way of organizing it. But let's say you wanted to make like a nice table like this, and or maybe do lyrics per page, and then go through and annotate them with, hey, here's how this connects to this part of the scene, here's how this exemplifies this character's mindset. That is 100% acceptable. Just make sure it's clear and easy to read and you meet the standards set forth in the rubric. You're still going to need 8 to 10 sentences, so keep that in mind if you choose to annotate. If you need help with that, please reach out to me or comment on the lovely Hamlet Padlet board. So you notice, guys, it gets long. Here we have a longer one. I enjoy it because Claudius is the Shakespearean equivalent of a sleazy 80s guy, greed and envy with no scruples to getting what he wants. So I assigned him kind of like 80s music, especially really like overly popular 80s music. Whereas Laertes, he's that cool guy. Like I could totally see him being into the popular music of the day, which is of course rap and hip hop. So I've got Rock Mafia, I've even got some Migos. Like I was stunned to find Migos that could be like put on a playlist for a school project, at least by a teacher. Because it's funny how that works. You guys can use whatever song you want. I don't particularly care if it's full of curse words. It's hard to find songs that aren't these days. But as a teacher, I can't. That's just the meat of the situation. Um, but once again, demonstrating the paragraph options, guys. That's why the highlight's there, so you can kind of show, so you can see how to layer in things, that it's not necessarily just that robotic crap that you're used to. So, with that in mind, Hamlet is an emo, as I've mentioned together. Gertrude gets a bit weird. That's why her explanation's a bit longer, and her choices are very random. Because she, to quote my first sentence, this woman is an enigma wrapped in a mystery, deep fried in secrecy. We don't know anything about Gertrude by the end of Act 1, at least nothing useful. So once again, we have the lyrics, and that takes up a lot of space. We're talking pages and pages. So for those of you who are doing this, yes, it looks like it takes a lot of time, but the whole idea is you do a little bit each day. You read, you take some notes, you go, hey, I think Laertes is the cool guy. I need to look up some hip hop stuff. Mark some important passages, list some songs next to them. Boom, you've done your notes for the day. The next day, find said songs, paste them in here, make a little outline of why you think they fit. Boom. Next day, type out the paragraphs. Then you can throw in your explanation, um, and you're good. Like that's really all it is, guys. Just a little bit each and every day. That's what I did with this one. On top of grading and all that other stuff, yes, it is like 30 pages, but it's mainly just the lyrics. I want to show you this, guys, because this I left unfinished so you could kind of see what that looks like. So I've already got the stuff selected, and now I'm just kind of outlining for myself why. So silent figure, but the motive is now obvious. Um, very suspicious. Um, then we have Horatio. The fact that he doesn't trust this guy speaks volumes. Loyalty to his friend keeps him in the scariest place for an Elizabethan man within range of the supernatural. And it's important to note God is their like end all be all. This is kind of like just after the Dark Ages, pretty much, I want to say. Moral of the story, if you're not a good Christian person, you're not going to have a good life. Um, so yes, Horatio, just observing all of this and being a great guy. So once again, kind of the classic rock going on, Rolling Stones, The Doors, Led Zeppelin. Of course, continuing Hamlet with his spectacularly emo bit. And I outline why that is. Even do a little bit of foreshadowing. Once again, more of the lyrics. And then we get to our final scene. Um, and once again with the explanations. So, motive accomplished, make Hamlet Jr. avenge his death. Goal is to get him to leave Gertrude alone, but kill Claudius. So, we get that info from the ghost. And keep in mind that these are notes, these are informal, this is not what I would submit. Let me repeat that for those in the back. This is not what I would submit. It's not done. Just giving y'all examples. It seems sus for a parent that cares about their kid and or wants them to take their kingdom back via murder. Once again, I know things were a little different back then, but even like the Tudors and the Plantagenets, I always mess that one up in England, even they didn't resort to like out and out murder. Like that was a old school Roman thing. Be a little bit more sneaky, though I guess, in all honesty, what was that family? Not Da Vinci. Borgias. The Borgias were also kind of famous for the poisoning, uh, but people have their limits, they're supposed to, and this era is one of them. So, that's the ghost of Hamlet Sr. from my perspective. Just that's why I've chosen these songs. He actually does have one with lyrics this time, Queens of the Stone Age. Very creepy, very dark, especially considering what he's asking of his only living son. Poor Horatio. That's why I chose a. Once again, it's the same song, technically, Friends by Led Zeppelin, but it's covered by the Bombay Orchestra, which gives it a very dreamy and otherworldly feel. So it fits great with this because Horatio was legitimately freaked out. He knows this is bad news. He wants outside help, but he's the ultimate reliable bro, so he keeps it a secret. Once again, notes, not final submission material. Thus, the Snowblind Run by Steppenwolf, which is pretty short, and Run Through the Jungle, a CCR classic. And then finally, Hamlet's Outline. So, Bat County by Avenged Sevenfold, Helena by Chemical Romance, and Let Me Live, Let Me Die by Death Rocks. Hamlet's melodramatic antics have been replaced by legit drama. Ghost Dad, Revenge Plot, Morals, um, God, because it's something else, kind of testing his faith in a higher power. Hamlet is in shock and trying to figure out what just happened. Because that's the one thing he's wanted is his dad back, but now he's seen his dad, and his dad has asked him to do what God, the ultimate power in his life, has told him you should never do. At least unless it's on the battlefield. And then suddenly it's okay. But once again, all my lyrics are here because it's just a little bit each day. I'm like, cool, I know I want these songs. I'll go ahead and paste them in. I'll make some notes, and then I can slowly finish this. So this is what this looks like, guys. I just wanted to give you a kind of quick insight and run through. This is listed in Canvas along with a link to the actual Spotify playlist. So, if you have questions, please reach out, especially the Padlet board. I'm trying to check it every couple of hours today. So, have a good day and get your work done.